Hi, Joey Reyes here. A lot of people have been asking me why, at my age, I have suddenly grown this affiliation, this admiration, this excitement for a Korean group, a Korean boy band group called the BTS. A number of people have asked, why at this point in time? And my reply is always, why not? And I have really very valid reasons as to why I greatly admire, I greatly appreciate, and I greatly advocate what the BTS represents. Not only because of the music that they create, but because of who they are and what they mean to the world today. I've never been a K-pop fan before. Although I listen to music, I appreciate good music. In the same manner, I appreciate good narratives. But it is only because of the quarantine that gave me a lot of time to think and to re-examine the things that have been missing out around me because of my busy schedule, that I discovered the whole world of Hallyu. But the process is not merely immersion, but then one of study, since I love trying to analyze and trying to put into context the things that are happening around me. And the BTS was one of them. Maybe it's because of Boy with Love or Dynamite, or even the much earlier songs that got me hooked to their kind of music. But the more I learned about them, the more I watched videos about who they are off stage, what they do, and what they have been through, my admiration became so awesome and overwhelming. Why is that? They have broken more than just world records. For the first time in the history of world popular culture, you have Asians who have conquered Billboard's Hot 100, has been nominated in the Grammy Awards, and has gained worldwide recognition because of their talent and their musicality. I think what should be put to note is that each and every member of the BTS represent a kind of personality of young people today which you wish would be emulated by so much more of people of their age. Very few people know, unless you are a member of the army or unless you really go out of your way to research and to find out who they are, that each member is unique and special in his own way. I mean, who would believe that somebody like Suga writes one song a day, or that he has written and produced music not only for his group members but for so many other K-pop idols? Secondly, who would even think that RM is literally a genius with an IQ of 148 and who has learned English by watching a sitcom like Friends? Who would think that somebody like Jin, who is the eldest of the Hyoms, has this kind of seriousness and goofiness at the same time about him, which makes him the ideal big brother to everyone in that group, despite the fact that he has conceded to RM to be the serving leader. And then there is Jimin, who is a modern dancer, trained to be a professional modern dancer, and yet has mastered his vocals to provide such an angelic voice in the blending of the music. Then of course there is J-Hope, whose pleasant disposition and mastery of dance makes him literally the dance captain of the group. There is Taehyung, or V, who is not only the world's most handsome man according to surveys, but is also an actor. If you watch Hwarang when he was so much younger, and has one of the best tenor voices around. And then there's of course the Golden Maknae. There's the Golden Maknae in the person of Jungkook. Now, how could you not appreciate Jungkook, who does everything excellently, from singing down to painting, down to athletics? I mean, there is nothing this kid cannot do. So amidst all that, maybe what is even more important is the fact that they have achieved a success which no other Asian group has ever obtained. They have literally broken the glass ceiling. They have people singing to their songs though they do not speak Korean. And when they made their all English songs, it literally shattered the world record. Wala pang Asyano na nakakagawa ng kanyan. No Asian has ever achieved such level of popularity and respect as far as the fandoms are concerned. But maybe over and above all these are three other very important points. Number one, despite the immenseness of their success, despite the enormity of their achievements, these boys have remained down to earth and humble. When you watch them behind the scenes and when you hear what people who work with them or are always around them say, the statements are unanimous. These kids are good kids. These kids are real. Secondly, despite their achievement, despite their humility, they've always remained so grateful. They never forget to thank the people who have been responsible from bringing them from where they came from to where they are right now. They may be so successful and they may be immensely popular right now, but I think what should always be put to mind is that they still go through a lot. There is so much hate which is thrown at their direction, but they look at this still with positivity. Which leads me to the third and most important point. In a world that has gone completely dark and gray, it is so overwhelming, it is so invigorating, it is so inspiring to have these 7 boys from Korea giving messages of positivity. Yes, their philanthropy has become viral. Their donation to Black Lives Matter or J-Hope's campaign to provide food for orphans, or even their quiet and individual acts of charity which they never use to promote themselves but to promote the causes that they fight for, which is namely gender equality, which is anti-racism, the need for mental health issues to be recognized. All these are so important because they do not only reflect who they are as artists, but they reflect the promise of the youth in the future. Hoping that their kindness too becomes a virus which will counteract the evil and the destruction brought by COVID. Why do I love the BTS? Well, I love their songs. I love their artistry and professionalism, but more so, I love them as human beings because they are a beacon of hope in a world that has gone crazy and almost pushing us to desperation. After I saw the premiere of their song Permission to Dance, I was further stunned. When at the end of the song, I realized that, wait a minute, I recognize that move. I'm a bit familiar with the international sign language, and I recognize that, my God, their dance move is an invitation to the dance for the hearing impaired. I realized that this is not just an ordinary group of very successful young artists. They are hopefully a symbol of a better world that awaits us. If my generation has failed to give this world the kind of peace, the kind of prosperity, and the kind of harmony that mankind needs, maybe, just maybe, with the songs and the activities and the inspiration that 7 Korean boys can give in popular media, maybe, just maybe, we can have a better world for all of us to anticipate and to embrace. Am I ARMY? I'm not just ARMY. I'm a general of BTS's ARMY. Thank you.